Hi, I'm Mike Messier, and welcome to Messier Mantra. On this episode, we have a really good friend of mine. His name is Brandon Allen. He's an actor and a comedian, and he produces some work as well. Right now, we're going to take a look at Fly Hard, the trailer for Fly Hard, piece by Brandon Allen. Let's check it out right here on Messier Mantra.
I'm gonna be the best pilot ever.
How you gonna be a pilot, man, when you're scared of heights?
So what's the obsession with flying?
My mom told me my dad was a pilot, and ever since he left, I just told myself I wanted to be a pilot.
I'm gonna help you overcome your fear of heights, and I'm gonna teach you how to fly.
Why is that glass? Why are you lighting that?
Prepare for impact!
Get up through the sunroof. You have to understand how the wind's gonna affect you when you jump.
What? Okay, so now we fly?
Now we fly.
Yes.
All right, that was Fly Hard, the trailer for Fly Hard, and here I am with the writer-producer of Fly Hard. It's Brandon Allen.
What's up, Mike?
Hey, good to see you again.
Thanks for having me.
And I've interviewed, man, I can't even speak today. You're making me nervous, Brandon.
Sorry about that.
I've interviewed you before for another program. It's good to see you here in this context of the Messier Mantra.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. And I've been seeing your work lately at Rodywood Studios, the short film critique night that I host the first Thursday of every month down in Providence at the Brooklyn Coffee and Tea House. And you've been sharing some really cool work, like really funny stuff. And why don't you tell me about Fly Hard first and how that came to be?
Sure. Well, Fly Hard started a few summers ago. We only filmed in the summer because of the weather, obviously. It's a project I wrote, and I filmed it with Lift Entertainment, a director named Chris Costa. We came together, we put this project together. It took us about, I want to say 2.5 summers, because we would stop when the fall came just because of the weather. And yeah, it's about a 30-minute short. It's about a boy that wants to become a pilot, but he has a fear of heights. He was told his father passed away in a plane crash, so he vowed to become a pilot, to be a better pilot, so he could prevent kids from losing their parents. And yes, we meet some guy and he teaches him how to overcome his fear, and by the end of the movie you find out if he does it, if he doesn't. That's
a really great story, just hearing about that and seeing some of your comedic work, like, you know, kind of the edgy, you know, stuff. Like,
yeah.
It's cool to hear that you've created a story there that has depth and character development to it as well.
Yeah, it was like our first, like you said, it was character development. It was our first time trying that, because like you said, our comedy is a little off the wall. If you go to liftoutride.com, you can see a lot of our Sunday skits, which is kind of like a Saturday Night Live or a Mad TV. But yeah, this story was, we wanted to put something together that was good for the family. A lot of our viewers tell us, like, tone down the swearing or tone down this kind of a scenario. So we wanted to write something that the whole family could watch, pretty much.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you brought that up, because as an artist, sometimes it is hard to break through to a larger audience, I'd imagine, with the more edgy stuff, and then like to have a little mix in, like, hey, we are talented people here. We can do, the family drama or even the family comedy too.
Definitely.
It's a good idea.
Definitely. And like the Sunday skits, which we do it's weekly. That's just it's an exercise for us. It keeps us busy as actors, as filmmakers, as editors, as all around crew. But then when it's time for film, we take it more seriously, and we don't want to be known for just one genre, like, oh, that's that kind of comedy. We want everything.
That's smart. Now, how'd you start? How were you inspired as a younger guy to like do any of this stuff at all? Like, just even pick up a camera or work with some friends, write something?
Yeah, I was always the class clown ever since I was in elementary school. I was always that kid that pulled the pranks on the teachers. I was always that kid out of all my group of friends. And as I got older, I didn't, I do different jobs, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do. My friends signed me up for stand-up comedy, and I had to do it because I didn't want to let them down. And just getting a little handheld camera, filming a little funny stuff around the house. And I met Chris Costa on a film shoot when I was just starting out. And between takes, I would just talk to him while the other actors were reading their lines. I talk with him because you got to get good with the film guys. You got to talk to the crew. Those are the guys that make the actor look good, or they're part of the job. So I would talk to Chris Costa on the side, and we kind of talked about ideas, and he was just starting out. I was just starting out. I told him I was a writer, I was a comedian, I was an actor, and he's just starting out as a filmmaker, and we just came up with all these ideas and just keep pushing them out. So 3-4 years later, we have 5 short films, 4 web series, over 30 Sunday skits, and the work continues.
We were talking off air, and what I really like about what you and your friends are doing, Brandon, is pretty much going for it. Like you've been doing your thing in Rhode Island for what, 5, 6, 7 years type of thing? And off the air you tell me that basically what's your next step is pretty exciting.
Moving to LA in October, I think it's time for that step. Like you said, I've been doing this for about 5, 6 years. I feel like I've reached that part of like what's next for me.
Right.
And to keep it exciting and keep everything fresh and new, I want to change the scenery and change the environment, and I think LA's, well, I know LA's the pinnacle of the film industry. So I just want to be around people with the same mentality as myself. I'm not that Rhode Island doesn't have the mentality, but a lot of people are content with just staying around the local scene.
Right.
I'm not saying I want to be an A-lister, but I want to be around the A-listers so it can better me as an actor, as I'm a writer, and I want to be a part of the whole filmmaking process. So being in LA is the perfect place.
No stopping you, man. Like if you get to that point where, you know, you're surrounded in that vibe of the LA scene,
Yeah.
I mean, who's to say, you know?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Of course.
By all means. And you and I were talking off air about different acting schools you might go to and try that out. And has there been anything in the New England vicinity as far as acting classes or other experiences that are kind of giving you that confidence or that training to give this?
Of course.
Yeah, tell me about some of those.
Angela Perry from Boston Casting, I did an acting class with her. She was awesome. I learned a lot of things in that class. I did some improv theater class in Providence. I mean, I feel like my strong suit is improv and comedy, but that was a different ballgame, doing theater in front of an audience, and their exercises were a lot different from what I'm used to, or what I've read, or what I've tried with ourselves at Lift Entertainment. They come up with these things like, all right, put a chair on the stage and act like you're in a car, and just do what would you do in the car.
Right.
So it's like different things, and it's like a lot of play things, and it was cool. I read a lot of books, and there's an acting workshop in LA. The guy's name is Tony Barr. It's an acting workshop, acting for film. I read his book, and I'm looking forward to taking his workshop in LA.
Nice. I like it because what you guys are doing is you basically have some go-to things you're going to do.
Yeah.
As far as like, we're not just going to be, you know, that old music video, Welcome to the Jungle of Guns N' Roses, where Axl just comes out the bus and he's looking around and it's like, whoa, where am I, man? And next thing you know, he's like doing, you know, he's got a snake on his chest or something.
Yeah.
But you guys have a set game plan and you're going out there to take on the challenge, you know, essentially. It's awesome.
It's exciting. I want to be the person that's a new guy, or, you know, around talent that's makes you better. I don't like playing, like when I was a kid, I didn't like playing basketball with little kids where I was the best player. I don't want to play with the older guys where I'm the worst player on the court. So it makes you better. So I want to be around the guys that are at the top of their game. And there's a lot of people on the top of their game out here, but I just think LA, the weather, you know, you're more motivated, I feel, and, you know, I think I'm ready. Yeah, because, you know, just to back up what you're saying, it's a double-edged type of deal, but some people will say, well, you know, this is Rhode Island, Massachusetts, we have all the tax credits and all these productions are coming here. True. Yeah. At the same time, LA is always going to be LA. Hollywood's always going to be Hollywood. Of course. You know, and that's not going to change no matter how many states have tax credits, whether it's, you know, New Orleans, Louisiana, you know, or Atlanta, Georgia. I mean, all these possible places. Yeah. And everybody's different. Someone like might want to stay in Rhode Island, want to stay in Massachusetts, but someone else, you got the vigor, and it's just like, hey, let's get out of here, let's go. Give it a shot. Yeah, and you know, that's fine. You take the step to LA, you stay here, and you grind it out, like you said. And there's a lot of films being shot out here, and New York's down the street almost, and you can push it. I want to be in Hollywood. I don't want to be in Rhodeywood. Yeah. You know. I can see that. Yeah, so you just got to take the next step and turn the next chapter over and just go full throttle, man. Yeah, and there's the improv groups out there that I can definitely see you in an improvisation group, like Second City TV, I think was big in Chicago. Awesome. Yeah, but I think they might have a studio in LA too. Yeah. You know, so I can definitely see you kind of getting in there and shaking things up a little bit. Yeah, and I have some stand-up comedy background, so I might look into stand-up anyway to make an income out there. So, San Francisco is a few hours away, so I mean, how long is San Fran from LA? I think it's some distance actually. It's kind of like San Fran's big in stand-up clubs, so maybe take a trip out there once in a while and do some stand-up.
Nice, nice. When you were a younger guy, did you think, like, 8, 9, 10, 12 years old, you think, man, I want to get to the West Coast. I'm sick of this.
No. At that age, I wanted to be in the NBA. I was a big basketball player.
Cool.
So my dreams have always been these things that weren't logical to like a parent or to someone that has a 9 to 5. I wanted to be I wanted to be an NBA. When I got a Lou in my teens, I wanted to be a rapper. I had a rap group with my friends. But then I realized that stuff isn't for me. You realize I can't jump that high. I can't shoot that good. I can't write raps that well. I don't have a good performance on the stage. And acting was my strong suit. I never got shy acting with my friends, and jokes just came easy. My dad was a ball buster, and
Right.
So I just.
Hey, Brandon, pull my finger.
Exactly. Yeah.
What do your folks think about this situation where you're headed off in October? They're supportive?
Yeah,
or?
my pop's proud.
Yeah.
Just he wants me to make sure I make the right choices. Like if you're gonna do it, go full throttle with it. Never half do anything. So yeah, he believes in what I can do, and he thinks I can do it because I got the work ethic and I got the dedication and hard work for it. So yeah, I think he's excited.
We'll talk about some of these nuts and bolts for a moment, because going out there, I assume that you're going to have, your website, your Facebook actor page, your headshot resume all together.
Yes.
Want to tell us about, some of the prep work that you're going into this battle with?
Well, yeah, I got to get a demo reel going. I don't have a demo reel yet. There's been a lot of work with Lift Entertainment. Like I said, 5 short films, 6. We have 1 in post-production right now. Called Phase 1. We have Sunday skits, we have web series. So we're gonna put all these clips together, make a nice little press kit, little demo reel for me, get some headshots done. My resume's pretty, it's okay. Yeah, I'm in the gym, I'm eating good right now. Go out there with a nice little image, so.
Yeah. Just thinking, because when you go out there, you definitely want to be ready, you don't want it to be like, oh, I got out here and now I gotta get a headshot with them,
Yeah, we'll be ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. I've even heard people, New York and Los Angeles actors who maybe are coming in from another state, they get their phone number changed to have that area code.
Yeah.
Whether it's 301 or whatever it might be, to represent that area, so that when agents or casting directors or whoever call them, they want to make sure that it's from the get recognized that, hey, I'm here.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of big changes, obviously that. I think you have to live in LA or live in California for at least a year to become an actual resident. But yeah, changing the number, doing all those essential things so when they call you, they know you're a California resident. They're not calling a 401 area code and they're like, are you from out of town, or do you live here? Yeah. But yeah, we'll make sure everything's in order. And I'm going out with a group of guys. A lot of the guys from Lift Entertainment are going to come with me. So we're going to have a nice little crew with us, and we're going to be doing the Hollywood thing, and we're doing our own independent thing. So it's just going to be nonstop work, and I'm like wicked excited for it.
That's awesome. Now I'm curious, did you say you're going in October 2016? So is there a reason to go out in October?
Just to get some finances in order, get, like I said, get the demo reel ready, get everything ready. We have a few films that we're shooting this summer. Yeah. A few prior obligations, and obviously family. You want to spend a little more time with them before you go, because I'm not coming back until I'm like, Right.
Until you've made it to a point of success where you can afford to fly back and forth. What are some of, you mentioned the comedy, I've seen some of your stuff, what's the police one that we've watched a few times?
Case Closed.
Case Closed. Yeah, people can find that on the internet?
Yeah, that's on liftri.com.
Okay.
You can check out Case Closed. It's a 4-part web series, about 10 minutes an episode. It's about two private investigators looking to solve local petty crimes. It's little basic crimes, and one of the guys is really intoxicated the whole time. So it's kind of like a reality show, Trailer Park Boys kind of thing. Right. Real world. We do side interviews during the takes. It was funny. We got good feedback from that, and we're looking to do a season 2 in the summer.
Case Closed. When people see this thing, they're gonna be like, oh man, they took like the lethal weapon or the cops and they kind of turned it inside out.
Yep.
I think it's a very funny piece.
Thank you.
Yeah, I really like Case Closed.
Yeah,
like,
we show them out. We bring them every month at the Brooklyn Coffee Tea House.
Yeah.
We show them every month, and great feedback. People love it.
Yeah, people are into that
Yeah.
stuff. So, was there any, or is there any inspirations for your comedy? Because kind of like a, here on the Messier Mantra, we're a little more mellow, but when people see your comedy, they see like the kind of the upbeat,
Like I said, Saturday Night Live, I grew up on that. Jim Carrey, Will Ferrell, Adam Sandler, all those guys paved the way for how I am today.
Right.
My dad was just like that. So, yeah, a lot of those Saturday Night Live guys, Dan Aykroyd, a lot of the old timers, like I grew up with my dad watching it, so that was like the early 90s. So like that programmed me, just that's what's funny.
Right.
So, everybody has a different sense of humor. I might not be funny to some people, I might be hilarious to some people, and that's what back to what we were saying, doing Fly Hard, doing a different comedy. I want to make sure I make everybody laugh. I don't want to just stick to no, this is my comedy, that's it. I don't want to be stubborn and stuck in my ways. I want to just touch everything. But yeah, like Off the Wall, even the guy Borat or Ali G, like that stuff, I find that hilarious. Family Guy, South Park, all that stuff.
Nice.
But then I find like the Big Bang Theory funny, so it varies. But
what do you not find funny? Let's put it that way. Is there anything that because I have comedians that I think, a little overrated, or like some comedians.
I'm not big on like racial jokes, like when it like say if like a white comedian's just all up like joking about like blacks, so if a black comedian's the same way. I don't like stuff like that, like one genre. Like I said, like I want to touch everything. Like I like Chris Rock, like, but he gets a little old. You know what I mean? But like he's hilarious, and Chris Rock's a legend. He's paved the way for a lot of comedians. But like some stuff like that, like Eddie Murphy's great to me. I think Eddie Murphy's one of the greatest comedians of all time. Right. He didn't just stick to that. He did everything. Right. A lot of the young generation out there, Cat Williams, I'm not a big fan of him because he just stuck to that. Like, right. But it's still funny, but it's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah, everyone's different.
Yeah.
And I mean, you talk about guys like, Richard Pryor, Live at the Sunset Strip, and like there's some classic, edgy stuff. And the funny thing is, like, doing some of my own, comedy or films, I say, wow, I said something that's pretty out there or offensive, and maybe I should censor. But you know what? No. You can't offend anybody these days because like everything's been said. Or even Larry David. I was watching some Curb Your Enthusiasm skits on YouTube, just watching, and like, he's saying some pretty hardcore stuff in his own cerebral way.
Louis C.K., he's crazy.
Yeah, he's very popular around this area too. So let's say you get to LA, you're doing your thing, you're working the improv club, working the comedy club, taking some acting classes. Best case scenario, who do you end up working with in a year or 2 years, 5 years from now?
I'd have to say, like, oh man, as an actor, with an actor or a comedian?
Yeah, either way. It's just like, collaborators, people, because we mentioned like the A-list type of thing, and you said a really nice statement. It's like, I don't need to be on the A-list right away, but I want to surround myself with those people. Yeah. Be
anybody,
in that mix.
Anybody upcoming. It doesn't have to have a big name or a big studio behind it. Just people that are just willing to work hard and people that have a future with it. Not, everyone says they can do it, but not everyone can. Right. Like when like I said, like I tried being a basketball player when I was young. It wasn't me. The height, what I can do with like agility and strength, and it was athleticism. It wasn't me. I didn't go into my 30s, and like I'm not 30, but I didn't go into my 20s and say I'm still going to be in the NBA. I realized it wasn't for me. There's people out there that I think it takes them longer to realize what they're here for, in a way. Right. I just want to be able to work with people that know this is what they want. Nice. It doesn't have to be Jim Carrey. It can be an up-and-coming young guy like me, and I can see that this is what he does and loves. And that's why when we go to these Brooklyn coffee tea houses, or we go to these little venues or comedy clubs, and we see these people, and we connect and we network, and we've got so many connections just going off little premieres like Brooklyn Coffee Tea House. Like, oh yes, I like what you did, and let's work together. And then the next week we're at the studio having a meeting. Right. So that type of stuff is what I love, and that's the ultimate for me. That's great. And you mentioned the studio because you guys, we're talking about off air once again, but you guys meet at this studio up until recently, and you're gonna have new places to meet at, and you crank out like 9 or 10 Sunday skits. Tell me about that process a little bit. If there's any actors or filmmakers out there, any crew guys, we're always looking for crew at Lift Entertainment. Guys that hold boom mics, lighting, actors, actresses. We get together and we come up with these ideas. We get these blueprints and we film 10 skits at a time, and it's these little Saturday Night Live type of things, 2 minutes to 5 minute little comedy sketches. And yeah, so whenever we get together, and if anyone wants to contact us, please contact us on Facebook. You can contact me, Brandon Allen, on Facebook, or Chris Costa on Facebook. I think Lift Entertainment is at Gmail. And yeah, just reach out to us and we can get some stuff done.
Nice. What I like about what you're saying here is like, you and your friends, a couple of things that come to mind. First of all, you guys and your friends, you know, how many guys are going out? 3, 4, 5 guys?
We're going out there about 3 right now, but
okay.
it can go up to about 5.
Nice.
So depending on people, we might have to rent a house.
There might be some people in here at Seaconk or watching the Messier Mantra like, I'm going with these guys.
Yeah.
Like, put me in the van.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But well, it kind of reminds me of the movie Swingers. I don't know if you ever saw that with John Favreau and Vince
It's been a
Vaughn.
while.
Yeah, well, basically it was like 3 or 4 guys, same thing, where 3 or 4 of them kind of congregated from, I think, New York to Los Angeles.
Yep.
In the movie Swingers, and they all kind of like set up shop and they did different things to try to get their names out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I wish it was like the 70s. I just hitchhiked there, but you can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to like set up, what was that, couchsurfing.net. You'd have to set up a whole other thing.
Yeah.
Do you guys, you just as an aside, do you ever wish, because you mentioned the 70s, you ever feel like, man, I wish I was born in like the mid-80s or something?
Of course,
you know?
80s, that'd be perfect.
Because that was the comedy revolution, right?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
But I'm happy where I am. You know, the only thing I wish for is just someone out there to just give me that opportunity, you know, give us an opportunity. You know, at Lift Entertainment, we have a bunch of guys that are just hardworking, dedicated people.
Yeah.
Wayne, Mitch, Chris Costa, Mike, Eddie. We have a lot of guys that really work hard and really want to do this for a living. And if someone just gives us that shot, the possibilities are endless, you know, because we got the quality, we got the passion. Lacking the funds, obviously, we need a backer. But yeah, I just wish someone gives us a shot, you know.
Or take your own shot. It seems like that's what you're doing.
We're taking it, but we need someone to open that hoop up, you know. So we're shooting, but the hoop's blocked. You know, someone needs to open that up so we can just put those baskets in.
I like the metaphor there.
I just made that up.
You still got that basketball player in you, don't you?
Yeah, it's in me.
Was there a basketball player that you looked up to? Was there someone?
Oh man, Michael Jordan.
Yep.
Allen Iverson, because he transcended the game. You know, people like that just transcend the game. I love people that change things. I'm a big Floyd Mayweather fan.
Okay.
People that can talk and back it up, I like that. You know, I don't mind a little trash talking. When it comes to sports, you know, it's the name of the game when it comes to sports. But yeah, basketball, Allen Iverson, Michael Jordan. That was pretty much it.
Okay, very good, man. So we got about 5 or 6 minutes left. I want to ask you, if you know, being familiar with the show, the audience knows that on the Messier Mantra, we ask guests, do you have a personal mantra, a professional mantra, something that maybe you came up with, or something, a quote from a famous person? Is there anything that you kind of roll with, so to speak, as far as a mantra goes?
I like Sean Penn, and there was a line in I Am Sam.
Yep.
He's ordering a sandwich, and he goes, "No jalapeno," and I love that line.
What is that?
Just no jalapeno.
The comedy comes out, man. I'm like, oh.
Hold on, we gotta take a picture for Snapchat, man.
Right,
this interview's going good.
Yeah, let's see.
Hold on. There we go.
Very good.
There we go.
The first Snapchat ever on the.
There we go, man. We gotta get this promotion going.
And what I like about you guys is like the whole marketing, you know, of whatever generation you want to call it, but like it's a whole different thing with like Instagram and Snapchat. You know what I mean?
So I feel like I'm being annoying sometimes on social media, but that's what it is. That's this generation, man. You gotta keep promoting, keep plugging, keep posting pictures. I'm on set. Well, not necessarily I'm on set, because that gets a little annoying to the crew, but you know, just letting the world know that this is what I'm doing and I'm taking this seriously, and you got to share things, you got to post things all the time, and it gets annoying, but hopefully you get to that point where you can have someone just do that for you. I mean, I'd rather just focus on acting and writing while I have like a publicist posting on Instagram or doing my Snapchat for me. But it's part of the game, man. As a young actor, young filmmaker, you got to plug yourself. No one's going to do it for you. Like you said, you got to take your own shots, and that's what we do here. You know, I do a selfie on set, and I put the phone down, and I get right back into the scene. You know, it's tough. I'd rather just focus on acting, but I know I have to do that. It's part of the game. It's part of promotion, and it's tough, and a lot of people lack in it. I mean, I lack in it. You know, you got to get a good following, and you got to do it.
There's a balance sometimes, and like sometimes you don't know the scales of justice. Like, how much time do I go into memorizing this monologue versus Snapchatting that I'm memorizing a monologue? You know what I mean? And then it gets to be a little tough, and there's no one with the perfect answer, I would say.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I wouldn't say either. Because a lot of the times we do our own projects, so it's easier to take a picture because it's our production.
Right.
But if I'm on someone else's set, I'd be a little wary of it because I don't want to be that guy that's like, look at this guy, we hired him, now he's just taking pictures on set. What is this, like an image thing for him? But a lot of the times it's no, I'm just trying to promote myself and get myself out there, letting people know that I'm actually working, you know. And stuff like that, you just have to, I feel like you have to do it, but there's a fine line on when and how you do it.
Tell me about experience on set, whether it was on one of your guys' sets or maybe even a different set, a different filmmaker. Is there anything that kind of was a revelatory, like, hey, this is a cool deal, or like, I'm learning something from this experience, from this actor or this director, anything that
of course. There's a list of things I learn all the time on set, especially with what we do. I can tell Chris Costa, my director, I have this vision, I wrote this part for this scene, I had this vision of this, and he'll give me something that he can do with the camera and do with editing, and I never knew that. So during the writing, I didn't write that with the intent to have that, because I didn't know that was able to be done. So he'll come to me with like an idea with that, where I started off of, and he'll give me something, I'm like, wow, I didn't know we could do that. Are you serious? Oh my God, let's do it. That's even better. So that happens all the time with me and him. But I did The Equalizer with Denzel Washington, and there was a scene where I was just an extra in it, but there was a scene where we had to walk by each other like 10 to 20 times. Right. And there was a point where we kind of like grazed our shoulders, because at one point we got close to each other, so I hit Denzel. And that alone, just touching the man was just like, oh my God, I made it. But no, I would see him between takes at how we prepare. He seems like he doesn't have a script in front of him, so you know he's well prepared. Right. He just has this line, you see him in his zone, he's over there like shadow boxing. I'm like, this guy, why is he shadow boxing? But he's just pumping himself up, he's ready. And I'm just looking at his energy, and I was like, this is watching Michael Jordan play live. And this is what he does to prepare, and this is what he does before a take. And I was just soaking it all in, that this legend is just like in his own zone, and then like where all these people are just staring at him, and he's still focused. And when the action, there's never a mess. I've never even seen him mess up.
Focused like a laser. Yeah. We've got about a minute left. It just kind of reminds me of When You Brush by Denzel. You know, like there was a movie I think called Staying Alive, which was the sequel to Saturday Night Fever. And the director, Sylvester Stallone, I think early in the movie, kind of brushes by John Travolta. As a little cameo, as a little shout out to the audience. They kind of look at
you can see me in The Equalizer. You can see you see that scene. I made the trailer and everything, and I went to the movies and watched it with all my buddies. We lost it, man. It was so simple, but it was beautiful. It was just like I'm walking past one of the best actors to ever live, and it was just like I had a piece of the pie, and I want the whole. You know what I mean? It was nice seeing that.
Give you a little taste of that type of success. And you're like, hey, you know, 5 years from now, whatever it is, if I'm in a scene with a guy like Denzel Washington.
I guess I look back at that clip, and this is where I started, man. You didn't even know who I was. Yeah, and that's beautiful, man. I can't wait to. Those are things that motivate me. I want to look back and say, I didn't make this festival. You know, we got denied this one, but now look at us, we're in Sundance, and that stuff is so rewarding, man. So I get it hurts when you don't make a festival. We push Fly Hard. We didn't get accepted to a few festivals, a few local ones. And you know, it hurts because you work so hard on something. It took us about 2.5 years to make this film. We know what we put into this project. We know we rented and know the location scouting, and any filmmaker can relate to what I'm talking about. And looking at the bigger picture, it's going to be more rewarding because we're not stopping. If anything, we're picking up the pace. Once I got the email that we didn't make the festival, I started writing a story. You know, so it's going to make us better.
Well, Brandon, guess what, man? We've run out of time, but you are writing the story, man.
Thanks,
I want to wish you well
when
you get to Los Angeles.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Remember the mantra, man. Remember the mantra.
I will. Never forget.
Thank you. Thanks for watching this episode of Messier Mantra with our guest, Brandon Allen. We'll see you next time on Messier Mantra.